And welcome to week number 1 of the MEA Manufacturers Challenge, the Corvette Edition. I'm SSR Mayhem, bringing you tonight's live action here at Silverstone of 28 great laps of racing here and 1 mandatory pit stop throughout the race. We're going to start with the pace lap. 3 different divisions. The B-Class drivers going to go out first, with the A-Class following and the S-Class afterwards. It's a great weekend of action as we recently just got done with our M3 series on Thursday, as that was a phenomenal race by Hydra taking the win, and another series emerging, the Manufacturers Challenge, and looking very forward to hear. The top 3 winners will come in for a race interview after the race, and it'll be really fun to watch. So be forward to looking at this, and we'll see what goes on. As we're about to get going racing here, I am going to pace the car for the B-Class cars, as they're getting ready to rock and roll, and it looks like everybody's in, has made the race. It looks like about 7 drivers of the S-Class have arrived, 3 from the A-Class and 4 from the B-Class. So not a bad field out of the 20-something that have registered. So we should be getting ready to rock and roll. The A-Class drivers are going to go out first. And it looks like there might be a delay. Just 1 second. Alright, so it looks like everything's all better now. I'm not sure what was going on here. The reason why we're bringing the B-Class drivers first is because their times are quite slower. Because we're not doing a timed race, it just makes more sense to get them out front early. So the B-Class drivers are going to be about 5,000 feet in front of the A-Class drivers, and the S-Class drivers will be about 3,000 feet behind them from the A-Class group. So trying to kind of level it out a little bit where we don't get stuck with the remaining amount of time for drivers to make it back at the start line. So the S-Class drivers are now getting ready to rock and roll. Thank goodness Ford has given us a pace car, because we didn't actually make a pace car yet for this series, and actually any other series is going to start, so we'll take this. All right, we're going to back out and get ready for the start of this race. And hopefully I can get in by the time that they go green here. So let's get ready to rock and roll. 28 laps of racing action here at Silverstone is about to be underway. And here we go. B-class drivers, green flag. Looks like they decided to do a single file start. So it's okay. They're underway right now. And EBR Flavius right now, or I'm sorry, PK is in the lead, following Oval Racer right behind him. Chaos and Flavius 1 through 4 right now. So the B-class drivers are underway. We'll come back to them momentarily as we get ready for the A-class drivers to get rocking and rolling. If you're just tuning in, this is week number 1 of the MEA Manufacturers Challenge. I'm SSR Mayhem, bringing you tonight's live action here at Silverstone. The B-class drivers have already crossed the line and are getting ready to rock and roll. Now the A-class drivers are about to get ready to pull off here at the start of this race. There is only 3 of them, but nonetheless, that was actually a good majority of the qualifying. Outlaw making a last-second appearance. So 2 drivers from qualifying not being able to make the race. And green flag to the A-class drivers now as Bash is taken off. So Bash currently your race leader. So 5 through 7 right now is your A-class drivers. These guys are underway right now with SSR Outlaw, SSR Bash, and MEX Zeratop. So right now, these 3 drivers going to work right now. And the main group, and further behind, starting on the front pole in the S-Class, GG Racing as they get ready to go as a single file start. And they've taken off now. And there's about 7 of these guys going at it. So 3 different championships, 3 different divisions. You pull up the race map, you can see where the B-class drivers are on the track right now as they're getting back to about the front straightaway. Right now, 1 and 2, GG Racing and Captain Slow right now, 1 and 2 as they take off from the field. MX Senna back in the 3rd position right now as he's looking to get going. So the S-Class drivers have finally taken off, and if you're just tuning in once again, this is week number 1 of the MEA Manufacturers, the Corvette Edition Challenge, as 3 different divisions have taken the field here, taken the stage, and they are all green flag right now. So if I pull up the race map on the bottom left screen, you see the leader right now, which is the B-Class team. They're right now running 1 through 4, I believe. Looks like 2 of the drivers have separated themselves from the pack. Right in between them and the group that we are right now, that's your A-class group. Only 3 of them have shown up today out of the 5 that have registered. So small little group of the A-class drivers right now, but the B and the S-class seem to have the biggest fields right now. Now the S-class definitely has the bigger of all of them. So here we go as GG Racing still trying to hold off Captain Prod right now. Side by side down the long straight. Looks like Prod looks to make a pass here. Side by side with GG as they go 1 and 2 right now in the S-Class. Prod gets a little loose as they head into the chicane. Side by side, GG Prod looking to make it happen as they go. So look at this, side by side Prod. A little bit of a touch in the back left corner payload of GG Racing, but GG will take lap 1 as this S-Class group's got some pretty good racing going on right now. And right behind them, Mex Senna is starting to show his hand. Go further back behind these guys. We've got Ink back there in 13th. Right behind him is WRT Fat Damon, and they kind of drifted off from this group right now, but he's got Mex Platinum right in front of him right now, and you see Stig kind of in the middle of all this stuff. We'll come back to these guys momentarily. Let's go check out the A-class drivers. We'll get along with Outlaw right here. Currently sitting, I believe he's currently sitting in the 2nd position right now as Bash is your race leader and Z-Tarp right behind them as well. So these guys kind of already spaced out on the racetrack. Not a whole lot going on for them yet, but with lap cars going to be in the way, anything can happen right now. Mex Darius and actually TX3 Topher not able to make the race here today. They did qualify. Unfortunately, they weren't able to make the show. We go up to the front group, which is the B-class group right now. SSR Oval Racer right now, your race leader. Right behind him, Chaos sitting in the 2nd position. Following him is Flavius in the 3rd position. And PK, something happened to him because he was the race leader, and now he's battling with his teammate from EBR for that 3rd position as they enter lap number 3. The two EBR teammates right now doing some battle for the 3rd spot. PK was your pole sitter in the B class group. And look at this, he goes to the inside, trying to get around Flavius there. And he got it. So right there, he is taking over the 3rd position. Oh, but he gets tapped by his teammate. Gets a little wide, gets a little loose, hangs on though. Those guys having a little bit of a hard time right now getting things rolling early. But Oval Racer currently your leader in the B class. We'll go back to the pack and see how these guys have done in the S class group. This is where it seems like the most of the action is happening right now. Prod still on the back end of AMSGG Racing, and right behind him is MEX Senna. These guys still going to work right now early in this race. These three just are glued to one another right now. It's kind of what you want to see early in a race like this. No one really getting further out front. A couple of the S-Class drivers, Noble mentions Zerathus and SSR Marshmallow, were qualified for the show. Neither one of them were able to make it. I do know one was absent due to being at the F1 race today. So always nice to go to an actual show and get involved in real life events. Captain Slow still working on GG Racing right now for the 1st position in the S-Class cars. We pull up the race map and see how the 3 divisions kind of favor. And you see right there, they're now catching up to the A-Class group. And sooner or later here, they're going to be getting into some traffic with those guys. And you see the B-Class still kind of by themselves down below there as they cross the start line to get ready for lap number 4 now. As there they go, right across the line. But right now, the battle's still going on with these 3 drivers right here at the front of the pack with GG Racing, Captain Slow, and Senna. 1 through 3 in the A-Class group right now. They're really putting on a show here early. Prod not really putting a whole lot of pressure on GG yet. He had his best hand about lap number 2, trying to get around GG on the outside. Wasn't able to do it. And then when they got about side by side in the chicane, he had kind of to back off a little bit there, but he's still on GG, and Senna's still right there ready to pounce on these 2 drivers, so anything can happen as this S-Class group early on is really, really tight. And you can see right there in front of them, you see the A-Class drivers starting to make their appearance. Z-Tarp right now sitting there in 3rd of the A-Class drivers. He's just trying to hang in tight right now. Outlaw and Oval looking like they might be getting ready to do some battling here soon from what it looked like on their end. Maybe I'll pull the race map up, we can tell for sure. Actually not, so they're a little bit spaced out still, but we're getting into some lap traffic now, so here we go. Z-Tarp on the inside trying to hold his line as the 2 faster cars are now with him, and Prod trying to get around him, gets a little loose as he shakes and bakes around that turn. The S-Class cars are really, you can see where they're dominant at right now. It's that straight line speed. They got a ton of speed on these cars, and that's what's making them work right now. Senna finally getting around them, and now they got to get around Outlaw, who's currently in 2nd place in the A-Class group, as he was the last-minute decision maker here right now. So the S-Class cars getting into some traffic here. Currently in the A-Class group, Outlaw's trying to hold his line as Gigi's looking to get on the outside of him. Gigi just trying to find some room. Prod trying to find a room to the outside. Nothing there. Gigi still stuck behind Outlaw. This is gonna, look at this. Prod may have a run here. Prod getting a good run off the corner. Gigi and him finally getting around Outlaw. Senna's sitting there still. Senna's gonna probably have to make a move to get around these 2 drivers. So these two got around Outlaw without a big problem there. And Outlaw currently sitting in the second position right now. You see him right now battling with Senna. Senna in the S-Class group, finally getting around him. So Outlaw not making it too difficult for these guys. He held his line just like he should. And you see all three of the drivers got around rather nicely without any big deal or problem. You see the top three drivers right now in the S-Class group really separating themselves from fourth place Stig, and Stig kind of by himself right now as he's got around Platinum finally. Platinum, well actually Platinum's putting pressure on him, so excuse me, as a battle for the fourth place spot in the S-Class group is going on. So Platinum putting pressure on Stig, and it looks like, I believe, yeah, I believe, well actually, Bash, I believe is actually, yeah, okay, so Bash is finally getting lapped by, or passed by the S-Class group as well. He's letting them on by with ease. So nice there, but oh, we got a battle for the lead. Prawn going to the inside of GG Racing, side by side. Captain Slow to the inside of GG as they go through the right-hander there. Wish I knew the name of the turn. Slow goes to the inside. Can he hold it? These two have been duking it out since the beginning of the race. Senna get a little outside there. Senna's right in the mix as well. The battle for the lead between the S-Class drivers are really cooking. Prawn having to give up a little bit to the MS driver. Senna just hanging on to the back end of these two. He's been there all this time. He doesn't want to lose this pack. He knows it's a good opportunity. You see Bash right there, current race leader for the A-Class group of cars right now. Prawn not getting a good run here. Can he make a move? Hill goes to the outside of GG this time. Senna looking to go to the inside. Nothing there. He makes a smart decision to lay off. These guys are really battling strong right now. What a race for the S-Class group in the front of the pack. And you hear the B-Class cars brewing. They have finally caught up to the back of the pack. Flab is currently the fourth place car in the B-Class group. He's going to be the first victim of the S-Class, as the S-Class is kind of having to go through the field first before the A-Class drivers get to the B-Class drivers. And we'll probably see this throughout the race. You see Flavius right there. You're going to see he goes to the outside, going to hold his line, let these drivers on by. Rod not really letting off on GG Racing right now. Senna is still hanging in there strong. Senna hasn't left anybody yet either. He's still saying, hey, I'm here, guys. I'm just waiting for you guys to slip up. I'm going to take that chance, and I'm going to get right around you guys as soon as you slip. And he's right on the back bumper of Cap Slow right now. Cap Slow has been putting all types of pressure on GG Racing. This has been a great battle between these three drivers as they're now getting into the B-Class group, and the B-Class group kind of sitting there all by themselves. And pole sitter EBR PK right now, he's trying to regroup from what he lost early in this race. It's not too far as GG Racing looks to the inside of him. So PK kind of in a little bit of a little bumble there. He's got to go a little wide. He's going to extend just a little bit to try to give that room to those guys. So he's now he's like, whoa, buddy, that was a close call. But Chaos right now putting some speed on Oval. He's gained quite a bit of ground on the race leader in the A-Class group. And there's GG, your race leader in the S-Class group, going on the outside of Chaos. Chaos lets up just a little bit, letting these three go by. And look at the speed difference between the A-Class drivers and the B-Class drivers. And they were right past Oval on the long stretch there. He was already a quarter down the straight before they got to him. So Oval having to kind of get out of their way as he knew he knew they were coming. Pull up your race map right now, and actually all the drivers are near one another. The race leaders, I believe, of the A-Class group are probably starting to get near these guys as well. SSR Inc. coming across the line currently. I believe he's sitting 7th, right? 6th or maybe 6th. I think he's sitting 5th or 6th right now in the S-Class group. Can't really get a viable. You see he's now getting into that lap traffic as PK and all those guys right in front of him. He dives to the inside of PK. Got right around him, nice and easy, nothing wrong, worry him there. Bash now getting into the mix, the A-Class driver, getting passed by Fat Damon, who's the S-Class driver, as they've gotten around out. They've gotten around Outlaw, and I believe Outlaw starting to gain some ground as well on him. You see PK right in the mix, so all three divisions of drivers right now, B, S, and A, in the mix. I want to see how these A-Class drivers do, as now they're finally catching up to the B-Class drivers. Not a whole lot of both of those groups, the A-Class drivers, the B-Class drivers, a little low on the numbers today. If you guys are ever interested in getting part of this series, registration is open for all people still as we look to expand this race. And right there goes to the inside of Bash as he gets around the B-Class driver of PK. Thank you, is it Cafe? If I said it wrong, please correct me. But I have not. That's new to me. Well, it's news to me, I should say. I'll have to check that out later after the race. Well, hey, I'll have to check it out for sure. But while we get back to the race action, we go up to the race leaders of the S-Class group, and Cap Slow still working on GG Racing as MEX Senna has kind of fallen off of these two race leaders right now. Right now it looks like Stig doing a little texting and driving out there right now. And he's into the pits, so hopefully, well, he's coming out of the pits, so hopefully all those things have been corrected. And apparently, Forza's doing what Forza does best. We all know that Forza has these histories of, and look at this, two race leaders, Bash and Oval, going by one another. Bash waving out outside the window, waving to his teammate who's in the opposite division as he is, saying, "Hey, buddy, I gotta go." Because our other teammate's right behind me, and he's tracking me down, and Outlaw's starting to put some pressure on the big guy up front. It looks like Outlaw's finally finding some speed in the car. He joined late here today. It was actually a last-minute registered driver, knew he was going to have to start for the back of the pack, and now it's like he's kind of getting used to the car as he's looking to track down Bash. We'll come back and check on these two here in a little bit to see if they are starting to brew something together. Go further back, Chaos. He seemed like he was starting to gain some ground on Oval as Stig is trying to get on by him, and Z-Tarp as well. You see Stig just taking off, and also the A-Class driver of Z-Tarp, he sits back there. I believe he's in third place right now. So Chaos looking to hunt down. So we do have all three, all three in the lead right now are looking to have a battle here. We know that, and look at that, Senna's finally caught back up to these guys. Senna got way wide. Not sure if he got slipped up there or not, and he's still way out on the track. He's having all types of problems right now. Senna just not getting the rhythm he wants here early in this race. As we get near the halfway point of the race within the next 4 to 5 laps, GG has been under fire this entire race from Cap Slow, and it's been a pretty good one between these two drivers. They keep this up, we may have to interview both of them after the race because they are doing a phenomenal job duking it out right now. So Cap Slow still working on GG Racing right now. And it looks like Bash is starting to get closed in. Let's go check out how Bash is doing. As Outlaw's right behind him, or he's lost a little bit of ground on Bash actually, so we're not sure what happened, but Outlaw's still working on him, and you see the FRF driver as he's back on the racetrack. Hopefully he can make it to the end on fuel because he had an early pit stop, so not sure what all is going on with Forza physics, but you know, we always know that it always has this wonderful thing where you really just don't know what it might do. Whether it ghosting you out, which is what it probably did to him, who knows. But he's right now trying to get back on track in this race. So Stig getting around Outlaw there. We'll go back to the battle for the S-Class drivers, the most intense group right now, as Prod Cap Slow hasn't made a lot of hard jabs at GG yet, but he's certainly putting the pressure on GG. And look at this, it's Cap Slow working on GG Racing again. He's currently got the fastest time on the racetrack. We'll get it on a car camera view right now with him as he's looking to the inside of GG. Oh, he squeezes! GG gets a little loose to the outside. Can Prod hold on to it? Can they hang on? GG tries to give him a little bit of a side bump. Isn't able to hold on to it. And Captain Slow takes the lead on lap number 10 in the S-Class group. So GG is going to have to work really hard to try to get back around Cap Slow right now. And Mech Senna kind of just hanging around. He knows he's still there. He's still got a shot. He doesn't have to make too many decisions. And GG goes to the inside, throwing his car down low. And can he hold on to it? Doesn't look like it. We'll have to get the position back up to Prod Cap Slow. GG goes to the inside again. Cap Slow not getting the run he wants. Whew, looks like GG might have had to lay off there on the gas just a little bit. GG looking to make another move on Cap Slow right now. As he's holding on to that outside. Look at him go. GG not letting go of error. GG gets it to the grass. He hangs on to it though. GG working hard. Ooh, gives him a little bit of a bump to the back bumper there. Senna's just sitting here waiting for something to happen to these two drivers. I mean, they've been duking it out, and because of that, Senna's been able to really hang around these guys and be able to make some moves. And it's just, he just hasn't been able to get enough to them yet where something does happen. He's been able to kind of capitalize on it. He hasn't been as consistent as these two. He's still there. It's a three-way battle right now. Senna just got to get in the mix. And see another, I believe it's one of the B-Class drivers again. So it looks like we're going to see our first lap cars of the race. Well, not really lap cars because they're kind of in their own races. There's 3 different division cars that are all in their own little race right now. The 14 drivers that are on the track. So a lot's going on. Between the A and the B class are 7 drivers. The S class has about 7 drivers. You see them as they go down low underneath Flavius right now, who's currently in the 4th position of the B class group. And GG all over Cap Slow right now as those two duking it out. Platinum is currently in the 4th position, so it looks like people might be taking some pit stops here. I see Senna's in the pits right now. Fat Damon's heading into the pits as well. So some pit stops here for some of the drivers. Outlaw's still working on getting to Bash in the A-Class group. Oval Racer still running away from Chaos. And Cap Slow right now currently leading the field of the S-Class group as Gigi's still working on trying to get around him. I mean, we lost a lap about 2 laps ago. Gigi relinquished the lead to Cap Slow, who's been all over him since the beginning of this race. I mean, these two have been with each other since the beginning. I mean, they have not seen anybody else other than passing cars along the way. They have seen Senna with them, and Senna was kind of falling off the last few laps. So Senna has a little bit of work to do as he makes a pit stop about a lap ago here. So we'll see if Senna's got plenty in the tank to see if he can challenge him. Outlaw's been working really hard as well in the A-Class group trying to get Bash. And those two teammates of Flapshift Racing going at it right now. And Fraud not getting a great run. But I think Gigi followed him right through the same line, so they kind of went together. Gigi looks to the inside. Gigi's trying really hard. Looks like Gigi wants to break a little later than Cap does. And it's giving him momentum to kind of lay off in each turn. And you see Gigi, the AMS Autism Awareness machine right now. So halfway, and these two have still not given up on one another. And we'll come back to them momentarily as I want to see how Bash and Outlaw are doing in the A-Class group. Apparently we don't get sound for them. As you see Bash right there, and then Outlaw, not too far behind him. And then Z-Tarp is currently third in that group. So apparently the A-Class drivers don't get sound. Apparently. So S and B, if you're in those groups, you're cool. But if you're A, Forza doesn't like you right now. But we see they're out Oval and Chaos right now. Chaos, his first MEA appearance ever, has putting in some work right now as he's currently sitting in the second position. He's going to head to pit road. So going to get some fuel and some tires. So he's going to get himself all cranked up and ready to rock and roll. So Oval's got a little bit of time to see if he can put down some solid laps. We'll check out more in the field as well. Platinum right now. He's currently in a little bit of a battle with Stig. So right now a battle between these two drivers in the S-Class group going at it right now. Platinum losing a little ground on Stig there. Check on how. Oh, I believe Ink's probably all by himself. Looks like he's probably right in front of these two. Oh, he's actually in the pits right now. He's coming out of the pits. There's Outlaw, the A-Class group. Currently running second behind Bash as he was starting to gain ground on Bash, lost a little bit of ground. Looks like they're running very similar lap times right now. There's not a whole lot going on there with them. Check out how the EBR guys are doing. EBR PK, your pole sitter, currently running in the 3rd spot. He's right behind Chaos right now. There's a good chance that PK has actually pitted already. So we're gonna find out how he's gonna do as this race progresses. As it looks like he's gonna challenge for the 2nd position against Chaos. Look at this. The 2 leaders of the S-Class group coming on by them right now. PK's like, I gotta get out of the way of this. He's got Senna right there. Chaos beating them up for the first time. Senna's back in the mix though. It looks like they all have made their pit stops. So Senna's not too far off these guys yet. Senna's got to go a little wide. Chaos not be able to give him a lot of room, but was able to hold on to it as he went on by there. Right now is stayed out as well. Some additional laps as we get up to Outlaw here. And now we can hear the A-Class cars again, apparently. You just never know with Forza. And it looks like Outlaw's been catching Bash throughout this race, but hasn't been able to put down the laps to get right on him. He's got plenty of time, though. 13 laps to go. As long as Outlaw runs consistent laps here, he'll be able to track down Bash and possibly challenge him for the race lead. He's just going to run some consistent times here and hope that Bash slips up a time or two. Bash told me the other day he got his Nismo gear in Forza, and he says, now I'm going to win a race. He's a big Nissan fan. Go back and check out the S-Class drivers. Gigi has been behind Cap Slow throughout this race. Gigi's trying to get a little bit of a run on him. Cap Slow's been running some really consistent lines throughout this race, which has given him pretty much a hard time for Gigi to pass around since he's gotten in front of him. He worked Gigi, and he was very patient when he got to Gigi to get around him, and Senna's made a mistake. He's kind of fallen off the pace a little bit. Gigi's working hard trying to get around Cap, but is not able to find a spot yet or find a run to try to get around him. Gigi having a little bit of a hard time before hitting the straight there. Lost a little bit of time, I think, coming out of it. so close throughout this entire race. Gigi just doing everything he can to try to get around Cap slow, and it's been a challenge for Gigi since he's lost the lead to him. And Gigi looking to the outside. Can he make it stick? Can he hold the inside line? Gigi trying to retake the lead. And he can't barely do it. He got a little loose coming out of there. And welcome, Godzilla, to week number 1 of the MEA Manufacturers Challenge, the Corvette edition, featuring 3 different divisions of cars. Glad to have you aboard as Gigi's still working on Captain Slow as he looks to the inside. Now he's stuck on the outside. Will he try to cross over? Can he get enough room? No room. Cap Slow's able to hold him off right there. And Gigi's working really, really hard as this S-Class race has been phenomenal in the front of the pack right now. And I want to go check out the mid group, which would be the A-Class cars, as they are they're kind of by themselves, and I know that Outlaw's been tracking down the race leader. The B-Class has got a little bit of drama going on right now. It seems like Chaos is catching a oval. We'll check them out here in a minute and see what happens, as Gigi's working really, really hard right here to work around Cap Slow. Oh, look at this, to the outside. Gigi's got a great run off the corner. He's in a position where he wants to be. He's got the inside line. Can he hold on to it? Prod trying to put him down low to get him off his game. Gigi not affected by it. He'll take the lead at lap number 18. What a run by Gigi, and now Cap Slow has to work on Gigi again. They have swapped positions. Lap 11 or 12 is when Prod took the lead from him, and now Gigi's taking the lead back. But look at this! Captain Slow trying to get back in. But he had to back out just a little bit there. Gigi getting into the grass. They're side by side. Prod retakes the lead now. Gigi does the crossover. And Gigi will give up the lead again. Wow, these two are just duking it out on the track right now. Gigi, what a move to the inside! Prod not getting a good run through there. But Prod having the advantage as he was still underneath him. Gigi trying to cross back over, nudges the backside quarter panel of Prod. Backs off just a little bit, give him some room. This battle is really hard to get away from. We pull up the race map. They're not near any lap traffic yet, but there is a little bunch up in the back of the pack here, as it looks like the B-Class drivers are soon to have a little bit of a dance themselves. PK is caught all the way back up to getting to Chaos, and Chaos, who's been slowly reeling in oval, is now under the fire of PK within the next lap and a half, because PK earlier in this race, he was the race leader, had some issues early on, and ever since has kind of climbed his way back up to the front here of the B-Class group. Stig and Ink were the ones to get around them. Ink all by himself right now, and I believe Stig is as well. And Stig slowly reeling in Ink. Outlaw and Bash still semi-near one another. Z-Tarp, who's in their division, not so much in the fight right now, but looking to try to climb his way in there as we got 9 laps to go here. And it looks like PK is finally getting to Chaos. Gigi and Captain Slow still working on one another right now, and Gigi looked like he has a run to the outside there, nudges his door panel. Gigi's starting to lose a little ground on Prod. Getting into some lap traffic now of the other division. Ooh, Flavius gets loose! Hangs on to it. He saw those two guys coming and he's like, I gotta get out of the way, man. DK and Chaos are both drilling in the race leader of the B class right now. Oval right now. This is positions 1 through 3 in the B class. Oval Racer currently your race leader, followed by SNV, Chaos, and EBR PK, who was the pole sitter at the start of this race, finally climbing his way back in after an early incident on lap number 2. And they're both reeling in the race leader of Oval Racer right now. So we're going to find out here within the next few laps if they can get to him, because by lap 25 is when they're going to probably want to be around to give a challenge here late. And if you're just tuning in, this is week number 1 of the MEA Manufacturers Challenge, the Corvette Edition. 3 different classes, 3 different championships, and this has been a very, very exciting race so far, as the S-Class drivers early on have been putting on one hell of a show, but right behind those drivers are the A-Class drivers of Outlaw, Bash, and Z-Tarp, who currently, Outlaw's trying to track down Bash, and he might be able to do it. He's slowly reeling him in, but they've been running consistent lap times since. And then your race back in the pack with the B-Class drivers. These 3 right here have been duking it out. Well, not duking it out yet, but they're getting there, and PK's been fighting his way back up to the front, but these 2 are catching Oval Racers, so we might see a battle for the lead here between these 3 drivers in their class. But let's get back up to the front of the pack with the S-Class group, as Gigi's still working all over Captain Slow right now. And you see right there, Z-Tarp from the A-Class group currently sitting 3rd of that class right now. He got passed right by them. And Gigi still working on Captain Slow. MEX Senna currently sitting 3rd of these 2 guys. He was in the mix for a while, but hasn't had the consistency and kind of struggling to get around that lap traffic. Has dropped him way behind these 2 guys finally. He was with them, but now he's kind of fighting his way, hoping that these guys make some mistakes with 7 laps to go. But Gigi to the inside! And it looks like somebody lagged out. Not sure what happened there. And someone did. Not sure who that was. We're going to find out here momentarily. And Chaos. Wow. That is a big bummer by Chaos as he lags out with 7 laps to go. Right now, That B-class group is between PK and Oval, and PK's got a real Oval in. To see if he can try to climb that mountain as he's been climbing this entire race. As they come around the start-finish line, 6 laps to go. This just in, SNV Chaos was disconnected out of multiplayer. Not sure what happened there. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate for Chaos, as he was working really, really hard to get to the back bumper of Oval to try to challenge him for a late lead and possibly the win. He'll be back strong next week, or 2 weeks from now, as we come back to racing, but very unfortunate for Chaos here, as he was making a really, really, really good run for the lead. So these two guys now getting in the lap traffic as they see SSR Outlaw. They're going to have to get around it, but they go to the outside of Outlaw. Wow! They made... Oh! GG went to the inside. Prod went to the outside to get around Outlaw. What a move. These two guys have been... Oh my gosh. What a show these two have been putting on as they've been just icing through the field. Outlaws lost some ground on Bash here, as Bash has kind of drifted away. Not sure what happened to Outlaw, but Prod is now getting a little bit away from GG. Five laps to go. GG, who led the majority of this race, now trying to fight his way back into the lead. They've been swapping positions back and forth throughout this race. Cap Slow has been working really hard all race long to stay in front and get around him as they go around race leader from A class. That would be SSR Bash, who's currently leading that group, as they get on by him. And GG not having the best of luck. GG has to cut into the inside of Bash there. And Bash just says, hey man, you go ahead, I'm winning my race right now. So GG working really hard trying to track down Cap Slow, and Cap Slow not having to worry about a whole lot right now, as he's currently got quite a bit of a gap on GG. So getting a little bit down to the crunch for him as we go back to check out the B-class race, as Oval still trying to stay in front of PK, who was your pole sitter at the beginning of this race. You see right behind them, though, is the race leader of the S-class group, Prod and GG Racing. So these two are the next victims, and they're probably going to get them on the straight here. Look at the speed of the S-class Corvettes. And Prod trying to get to the inside. Got right around Oval without any issues. GG's going to try to make a late move here. And he does. Clears him. Bash right behind them now too. So Bash getting to see a little bit of them. See if he can try to track them down. And see Outlaw's kind of faded out in the distance now. Bash going on by PK. Still on the outside of him. Bash doing some work here, working around the slower drivers right now as he goes to the inside of Oval, who's leading the B-class group. See how Stig's doing. He's had a struggle of the race. Looks like he should have enough fuel to the end. Currently battling in the 5th position with SSR Inc. And Inc. We haven't seen a lot of Inc. today. We've seen the issues with Stig early in the race. And Inc. looking to put some pressure on Stig for the 5th position in the S-Class group. There's 7 of these drivers on the racetrack right now. Damon in behind them. And Stig gets a little loose. Gives him enough room to get Inc. to the inside. Inc. looks down low. Just couldn't hold on. Stig right now, battling for that 5th position. See where Damon is right now, all by himself there. Outlaw creeping on by the 2 B-class drivers. And Forza decided we're not allowed to have audio for the cars. It's like as if it's muffled. It's always the A-class cars though, it's never anybody else. But you know. There's Senna, currently 3rd in the S-Class group, trying to get around his teammate who's racing in the A-Class cars right now. CJPert, currently running 3rd. Bash all by himself still. See how PK's doing as he's trying to track down Oval. 2 laps left in this race for the S-Class drivers right now. The only driver that's out is SNV Chaos as he's unfortunately had a disconnect. Somehow the Forza lobby kicked him out. Not what you want to see ever. He was having such a great run. He looked like he was really starting to track down Oval with PK. And PK is starting to really close in on Oval here. Senna right there in the mix though. Senna just squeezing in on by there. You see how fast Senna's going to get up on Oval here. Oval staying. Looks like he was going to go up high first. And there goes Senna down low. just keep driving through. Everybody keeps driving through. There's a 10-minute timer at the end of this race, so it's what the drivers will be doing. Race to the last lap. So just to give everybody an update here, some of the drivers are some laps down because they're in different classes. However, there's going to be a 10-minute timer at the end of the race, so give some of these drivers a chance to finish out their race, especially the B-class cars, because they're immensely slower in this race. However, the drivers know not to leave yet until after the final car from that B-class group crosses the line. We'll have post-race interviews after the race of each winner, and we might bring Gigi in, or Prod, whoever ends up finishing second behind the other, because these two have been duking it out. And I mean duking it out. White flag next time around for the S-Class drivers as they are coming down to the final lap, and we're going to ride with them as long as we can. Well, we will ride with them the whole way through because they're on their last lap, so we don't have to worry about that right now. Oh, but Gigi makes a huge run to the lead! Can Gigi hold him off for one more lap? What a run by these two drivers. And Prod might have lost. Prod's out of fuel! Prod is out of fuel! He has to coast the rest of the race! What a turn of events. Wow. Only one lap left to go in this race, and he has ran out of fuel. It looks like Gigi might be waiting up for him. I don't know. Gigi still needs to get going. There's one more lap left in this race. Race to the finish, guys. What are you doing? What's going on here? Did Gigi run out of gas? He did. Gigi ran out of fuel too. That's what happened. And Senna's the race leader. He's gonna... Wow. What a turn of events for these drivers. And Gigi missed the pits. It has been a whole different turn of events. Oh my gosh. This is crazy right now. I don't know what Fat Damon's doing. I don't know what Ink's doing. Is Ink out of fuel too? They're all out of fuel! Everybody's out of gas! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! They're all out of gas! Oh my gosh! I don't know where to begin. Oh, we have a battle for the lead though in the B class lobby. We should go probably back to that and watch that. What on earth just happened out there? Gigi he ran out of fuel. So did he. This is horrible news. Just wow. This became a fuel mileage race. And none of us knew. So right now we have a battle for the first position right now with Oval Racer and EBRPK, as these two are now duking it out, and I'm sorry, that is hilarious. I don't care who you are, what you're from, what you're doing. The S-Class drivers have literally ran out of fuel. 3 out of the 7 on the track that I know of right now are out of gas. Jeez, oh man. So Oval got 1 lap left to go to hold off a hard charging EBRPK right now. SSR Bash, I don't even know what just happened there. Bash is pushing GG Racing. This has become a very interesting turn of events, to say so the least. Senna wins S-Class. Stig finishes second. Bash had to go because Z-Tarp is right behind him. I mean, I have never seen this in my life. I mean, I've seen single drivers run out of fuel on laps in our races. I have never seen 3, 4 drivers run out of fuel on the last lap. This is hilarious. I mean, this you don't make this stuff up. You do not make this stuff up. I mean, this is absolutely 100% fantastic stuff. And the battle for the lead right now is SSR Bash is your race winner of A class. Max Senna wins S class. And right now, Oval Racer trying to hang on for B class. As they have a slow lag there. Hopefully that doesn't create the battery. Are almost done here. Come on. And EBRPK is a lot of fighting to get up to this point right now. And Oval trying to hang on. That was hilarious. I mean, I have never commentated a race like this as Oval's trying to hang on as they come around the final bend. SSR Oval Racer is your race winner in the B class. So as these drivers get ready to finish up the race, we're going to pull in the winner of each race lobby or group. And we're gonna invite some of these guys in here. We're gonna bring CJPert and your race winner Senna into the party. We're gonna bring Bash into the party. One moment. Well, it's supposed to go to the end, guys. That's what I said. It's okay. Hold on. We're going to get to all this stuff and more here in a minute. I brought you guys in because this was a hilarious race at the end. It was a great race, but it was absolutely hilarious. And for everybody that's into the party right now, I just need all you guys to bring up your party audio so I can so that the fans can hear. You guys go ahead and click on the party box and hit party audio. I don't know if Gigi is going to get in here or not because he has himself set to do not disturb.
This is completely useless.
So if we get Gigi in here.
I am so mad.
Well, we'll get over that here in a minute. Hold on one second, guys.
There has to be one. No, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't really make sense. You're supposed to count the parade lap. You're not supposed to not count it. It said 28 laps, and I am on the lap 29, so it doesn't make sense.
We'll go over all that stuff here in a minute. Make sure you guys put on your party audio for race post interviews, and we're gonna start with. Well, actually, we have to wait for the race to end, but we're gonna start with Prod, and to give you guys a lap. The reason why there's 29 laps in the race was because the first lap was a parade lap. So that means you finished the race for all 28. So if that was misinstructed, that's why. I apologize to you guys and anybody that was confused on that behalf. However, I'm going to start with the B class winner first, and SSR Oval Racer, congratulations on your race win in the B class group. It looked like PK had a big of an issue early on in the race. Take us through what happened there and what it took for you to hold him off there with just a couple of laps to go. SNV Chaos ended up lagging out of the race, unfortunately. He had a great run as well. It could have been a 3-car battle at the end of that race.
Yeah, definitely could have been. Yeah, he was going to try to make this one thing, and he just stopped mid-sentence, and I looked behind me, and he was just going straight off the track, and I was like, all right, that's definitely a DC. But yeah, it was going to be a good race between the three of us for sure. And it was a great race towards the end. So,
what happened with PK early in the race? Because he looked like he just fell off the track.
Me and him went into one corner side by side, and we was just both out breaking each other, and he pushed out. That's all I could tell. And then after that, it was just, he's going to catch up. So,
well, congratulations on your race win, Oval Racer. Is there anything else you would like to say about the race today? It seemed like it was very eventful. Let me ask you this. How nerve-wracking was when you saw the S-Class and the A-Class drivers come around, especially the S-Class, just the difference in speeds?
The first time that it happened, like the first time they all came up on me, I had no clue they were even there until they was going around me. No joke, because me and S&M was sitting talking, and then he goes, "Oh yeah, they just passed me," and I was like, "What?" And then, you know, they just all came around me, and I was like, "All right, cool, that was good." You know, it definitely kept things exciting.
Well, congratulations on your win here today. Definitely some momentum now being the points leader in the B class as the season continues to go on. 2 weeks from now, we get on to our next race. How do you proceed yourself looking forward as the season goes on?
All right, this is going to be fun. This is going to be real fun. Just, you know, getting all the rest of the B class in there and stuff. That way, you know, it can be a thicker race at least.
Well, congratulations on the win once again, Oval Racer, and we'll definitely look forward to you in the upcoming weeks. And the winner of the A-Class lobby, the smallest group of drivers on the track, but it looked like for a while there, Outlaw was gaining ground on you, Bash, but near the end of the race, it looked like he slipped up somewhere, and then unfortunately got into an accident with Senna late in the race, which had to put him into the pits.
Yeah, well, at the beginning, when S was coming through, I had transmission damage, so I just stayed out as long as I possibly could, and that's why he was like catching me, and plus I was doing bad in the traffic, and then I got in a groove, and then I started pulling towards the end, and he spun out somewhere, and then yeah, I told him that Gigi was on that turn on the inside, and then he said he got into collision with Senna, so he went in pit.
And you know, it was a very interesting race, and I know for you guys were a little faster than the B-Class drivers, so what was it like for you with the S-Class guys coming around you, and what did it take to not make a mistake?
It wasn't that bad for the most part. I mean, everybody was pretty respectful. Past the first time, it was easy. It's just they're catching me in weird spots and stuff, and going around one turn, I had 2 S-Class cars outside of me, and I was sandwiched. But for the most part, it made it work, and it wasn't too bad.
Well, congratulations on your race win, Bash. Anything you'd like to say as you head into the next couple weeks from to now? What's it going to take to hold off a hard-charging Outlaw? And the other guys in your division, a couple of guys couldn't make it tonight, Elgard and Topher, but you know, what is it going to take to keep these guys at bay now going forward after winning tonight's race?
I'm just going to have to get a good amount of practice and qualify well, and just be able to get clean laps, fast laps in the race, and hopefully hold them off.
Well, congratulations on your race.
Hopefully more people in A-Class come in for the next couple of races and make it more fun, but for the most part, it's good.
Well, congratulations on your race win here today. We're looking forward to seeing the upcoming weeks, and you never know what might happen. This could be your season to get a championship title, but even though it's a small group of guys, it's a pretty packed and pretty tough group of guys in your class. So good luck to you in the upcoming weeks, and congratulations. And moving into the S class, we brought Gigi and Prod in here because a lot of stuff was understood at the end of that race. Unfortunately, the way it played out, it just favored both of the drivers at the end. But I'm going to start with you, Prod. What a race by you, very consistent stuff, and you know, outside of the misconfusion on how the race ended and all that stuff, it was a really exciting race for you guys between you and Gigi. You really put pressure on Gigi throughout the entire race. You got by him, he got by you, and then getting through the lap traffic, it seemed like you guys just were blowing through everybody. I think at one point you guys went on the outside of Outlaw within, like, I believe the last 8, 7, 9 laps of the race, and it was just, you guys never got away from one another. What was that like throughout the entire race, and what was it like for you?
Well, basically, I didn't know that Gigi was capable of holding like a really rush pace for the entire race. So kudos for Gigi for obviously staying, like obviously passing each other like lap after lap, staying in pace. I mean, it was really hard try not to look in the rearview mirror because if I did look, I know I was gonna make a mistake. So my motto was, hey, if I don't look in the rearview mirror, he's not gonna pass me. So basically, that was what I was doing because if I did look behind, I was gonna mess up.
And you know, let me ask you, you know, getting through the lap traffic, at least the first couple of times when you guys were going through them, how hard was it getting through lap traffic for you guys? I mean, especially because you guys were so close, battling constantly, and you know, Senna and you guys were just there for the first half of the race, it was really mixing up. But what was it like getting around all of them while battling with Gigi?
My first concern was not trying to hit any other racer, but I mean, I was basically the hardest part. You know, trying to keep the race interesting and trying not to hit the other racers as well, because hey, they were racing on their line, we were racing on each other's line. So basically, I was praying that we didn't, I mean, get up close to each other in the SS, because that was gonna be total disaster. But thankfully, when we encountered other racers, it was an area that we could manage to get around them. So I was pleased to, you know, being able to keep clean the entire race.
Well, nonetheless, I know at the end of the race it was kind of shaky there between you and Gigi, and I believe you two and maybe a couple other people didn't understand the way that the race format ended. But you know, going into next week, not the type of result you guys wanted, especially the way that the race was going for you. But going into the next 4 weeks, you see that, you know, you and Gigi have the pace to be really tough to beat. Being a little bit behind now, probably in the point standings. What's your focus going forward as the remainder of the season for you guys?
Trying to, well, I'm gonna try to out-qualify Gigi as much as I can to try to keep, you know, start ahead. But if that doesn't work, then hey, just racing. You gotta wait for the other guy to make a mistake and you use it as your advantage.
Well, congratulations.
So, looking for.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So looking forward to this week's, other week's races. Hey, anything can happen.
Well, you know,
nothing is predicted in the books.
Well, it was a tough race for you today, and very unfortunate how the race ended for you. But I know you're able to regroup from this. You seem like a really consistent driver that's going to be really tough in your division to beat. So good luck to you in the future weeks. We're really looking forward to seeing you as the season goes on. So congratulations on a phenomenal race, but unfortunate for the result. But we'll look forward to see you bounce back and possibly get a win here this season.
Thank you, and obviously thanks everybody for participating. It was a really good race.
And moving up the ladder, GG Racing, even though you guys didn't finish where you thought you should have finished at the end there, GG, what a race from you guys, you and Prod. I mean, you guys were battling, like I said, it seemed like a really big dogfight between the two of you, and just take us through that battle, how hard it was to get through the field of other cars, and the fuel mileage race at the end that might have been misinterpreted, but nonetheless, not the result you wanted, being the way the race ended, but what a race by you guys. Just take your thoughts.
Well, what I just noticed from what Captain Slow was using, he was using simulation steering. I was like, okay, so if I because I'm using normal, he's using sim, we're gonna do some battles. I can tell he's gonna do battles because he might slide and do some sim twitching just a bit, not too much, it's just a bit. And I can catch him pretty much well when he's like kind of a little bit sim, which I did a lot of times. But like you said at the end, I didn't expect the gas. I know some people put it on the second lap. I heard it was like 5 laps. Well, not 5. It was 5% of fuel. I was like, wait. I remember you were saying about maybe I was like completely wrong and misunderstand about we had this up at 29 because the other drivers like A and B class. But maybe I really much misunderstood the field very much.
Well, now we all understand the pace lap is just an additional lap for the pace lap, but the rest of the laps are green to checkered. So unfortunate circumstances on that end, but you guys ran a phenomenal race, GG, and congratulations on a fantastic race. But like I said, the prod, unfortunate for the end result. But you'll bounce back, and it seemed like you had a lot of fun out there. So we're definitely looking forward to seeing how the season progresses. What is it that you're going to need to do as you've seen that Captain Slow was really on the same page as you, and you guys seem like you might be doing some battling throughout the remainder of the season. Your thoughts on that?
Just probably just keep the same pace. And since our points are going to be very low now, I'm gonna see me and Captain, so we might gonna find a way we can help together get back up to the field, like for a second.
Well, GG, we're looking forward to seeing the rest of the season. We wanted to get you guys in here because you guys ran such a fantastic race, but looking forward to seeing you as the season progresses. And moving up to the winner of the S-Class group, in his first MEA win ever, MEX Senna takes it from the S-Class group. And Senna, I got to tell you, patience is a virtue. You never gave up no matter where you were on the track. You lost a ton of ground late in the race, though, but the beginning of the first half of the race, you were right behind those guys. What was the most difficult part for you to keep up with them before the issues at the end where eventually you got the win? But what was the hard part throughout the race that was really keeping you held back from those two guys? Was it the traffic? Was it just some of the mistakes that you might have made trying to get around other drivers? What was it for you?
Well, thanks for all. And I have two problems. The first one is that I race without clutch, so I lost some pace with Gigi and Slow. So I don't know how many, half a second or a second, but yeah, racing without clutch I lost a lot of time. So, and yeah, the first part of the race I was with Gigi and Slow, but the second part I lost all the time. And well, the fuel problem, no, that every lap I was checking, but yeah, if I don't know bit twice, I lost the race.
And how does it feel to get your first win on the season, but not only the season, but in MEA? We've seen you do battles back in the GT series. You struggled a lot in the GT series very early throughout the majority of that season. You're also in the M3 series. So far, so good there. But to finally get your first win in the MEA, it's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, it feels pretty good, and I like a lot of all the tournaments of MEA because I race everything, like Tora, the other associations, but I like all the tournaments of MEA because I have very good organization, and the drivers that race are very, very good.
Well, congratulations once again, Senna, on your race win. Now that you're the points leader, what is it going to take for you to try to stay in front of those two guys? Because they really showed their hand today at how good they were, and you were just as good. Maybe the little consistency would have kept you with them, but what's it going to take for you to hold on to the lead in the points?
Yeah, well, only practice. That's the answer. Practice and go with Gigi and Slow to have the same pace.
Well, congratulations on the race win, Senna. Congratulations to Senna winning the S-Class group, Bash winning the A-Class group, and Oval Racer winning the B-Class group after having to defend late against hard-charging EPRPK. I'm SSR Mayhem, who brought you tonight's live action here at Silverstone in MEA's very first season of the MEA Manufacturers Challenge, the Corvette Edition. As I wish you all a great night, and thank you for being a part of the MEA fan base, as we wish you all the best of luck. Thursday night, back in action, Daytona International Speedway Sports Circuit for the M3 drivers in week number 2. We'll come back to the Corvette Challenge 2 weeks from today, as they'll be qualifying next Sunday to see what they can do in week number 2. I'm SSR Mayhem, thanking you all for watching, and have a fantastic